Welcome back, everybody, to another conversation with three geeks. Today, we are joined by comedian Brittany Lyseng. It is incredible to have you here. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. I'm out on the West Coast, so it's a little early in the day. It's still nice outside. I'm doing good. Yeah.
It's evening over here on the East Coast already. About dinner time. So you started as an elevator mechanic.
Yeah.
How do you go from elevator mechanic to stand-up comedian?
I had a lot of disappointment along the way from family members. I have a lot of family that works in the elevator trade, so that's how I started there. And I have a pretty blue collar family background, so that's how I did that and ended up in that world. And I really always kind of wanted to do comedy, but I didn't have any sort of there was no model to follow or how to jump from that to this was crazy. It was just completely different worlds. So I started doing open mics just as on kind of a whim, and it kind of went from there. It happened pretty quickly.
You said you kind of always wanted to do comedy. Kind of how did you know that was something you always wanted to do?
I was obsessed with stand-up comedy. I think I was obsessed with stand-up comedy before I knew it was stand-up comedy. I grew up in Canada, so we just used to have sort of these, we had a show called Club 54, which was just so 80s, 90s old comedy, smoky comedy club. And I would watch the old sets late at night. And I was obsessed with David Letterman and obsessed, at a young, weird age to be a little girl obsessed with David Letterman. And so it kind of grew from there. And then I found out it was something you could do later on in life. And so that's where that started, I think. And then just tried to pursue it.
Yeah. Was there kind of a specific thought where a set that you did where you're like, okay, yeah, no, I can do this. I can absolutely make this a career?
I always feel like there's never these huge aha moments where you're like, this is it. But it's when you look back, it was these sort of little graduating moments that were I could figure out a way to do this. And for me, it became a thing of I only want to do this. I need to figure out how to do this. So
yeah,
I think out of desperation, I was well, I got to get hired at these comedy clubs and I got to get on the road. And then I think when it started being I was making enough money as a comic, I could quit my regular job. And then I just didn't look back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So small moments, but no big, I can remember the first time that I quit my job and then was oh no, what have I done?
Yeah. The fear set in. You're like, all right, I can do this. And then you're like, wait, can I?
What have I done? And then I was driving through rural. I can never say rural.
I can never say that word.
It's the weirdest word. But I was driving through rural Canada and I just was oh, this is freedom. This feels like to get to a gig and it was 8 hours away. And I thought, oh, this is the best.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, I mean, it's incredible when you can take that, this is what I want to do, and just let that determination be what makes it happen.
Yeah, it's honestly I don't even know how when I think about it, because it's such a weird thing to want to do for money. It's such a narcissistic pursuit when you really break it down. You're I'm going to stand in front of these people and make them listen to stories about my family and they're not allowed to talk. It's just such a weird notion. So I kind of just when it was happening, I would have these moments of I can't believe they're letting me do this.
Yeah.
For money. That's crazy.
And they're paying me to do it.
Wild. I still think that. I still think you guys, I tricked you somehow.
I mean, when it works, it works.
Yeah.
It was and I think when you joke about yourself too, I've seen incredible clips, the one of you trying to pick up the guy at the bar. Yeah. And leg up on the chair. I laughed so hard, but I'm see, that's funny because I love to make fun of myself. And I think those jokes, they land. People can relate to that because they're oh, what's that one embarrassing thing I did?
Yeah, I started realizing the more genuine the story was. Because I think when I first started, I would write these jokes that, maybe while rooted in truth, started become these bigger tales, to make it funnier, to whatever. And like, that's still like a way to do things, but the closer it is to the truth, I think people can tell, and then they find some common ground and make, because I think everyone is embarrassing all the time.
Yeah. People are embarrassing. We just don't.
Yeah. And I don't think we're being as embarrassing as we think we are, because everyone's like that. So I think when I out myself a little bit, it's there. I can see in the faces in the crowd, everyone's like, yeah, or they know somebody like that, or
definitely. And it makes it relatable. And when you can laugh, you're like, oh yeah, no, been there. It makes it funnier.
Way better.
So much funnier. Do you think that kind of like, elevator mechanic, that's got to be a very male-dominated field.
I was the only girl that did it when I started. I was the first female elevator mechanic in the province that I'm from, which is like state. So like in the whole province, I was the only one to start, and then others grew. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that kind of helped shape your comedic voice?
Yeah, I think comedy element was there a little bit more because my family's so like, I come from very loud, funny. I'm the least funny one in my family. Like they're mental cases, these people. They're so funny and they're so fun to be around. I think it shaped my perspective a little more. Yeah. It helped like sort of grow a comedic voice where being the only girl was such a unique thing. And then I feel like it kind of like, I had all these, like, I felt like I was a bit of a spy. Like, I'm the only girl, but they forget I'm a girl all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that I just being around all these dudes and everything like that, I just, this is not the most popular opinion, but I love men. Like they make me laugh. I like being around boys. So it just became, it became a very different perspective for everyone. I
think that helps because it is harder for female comedians, I think, because people tend to they judge the jokes harder. I think
you're right. Yeah,
there's a line a female comedian has to walk that a male comedian doesn't. So do you think that kind of helped you there too, kind of understand that what's too much?
Do you know what? I feel like it almost gave me, it sort of took that fear away of having to walk that line. I had been around these dudes for so long. I was always the only girl. I just kind of said what was on my mind anyways. And they would always laugh at work. So maybe it gave me a false sense of confidence that when I went into comedy, I kind of just like, I wasn't holding back in the same way. Cause I felt like I was like, well, these guys listen to me all the time anyways. But I completely understand what you mean, where you're like when a girl can say something and a guy can say something and it's gross when we say it.
Yeah.
Or it's like, whatever the ridiculous double standard is, but I think it maybe gave me a false sense of confidence where I was just like, I talk to these idiots whenever I want.
No, that's fantastic. Because I love it. It's like, when you're not afraid to say something, I think it helps. Because then it reads better. Like if you're afraid to say it, then it's not gonna perform. It's not gonna come out the way you want it to.
Well, and I think you almost I think there's a thing with maybe the energy we put out and people can't necessarily see, but they can feel. I think that if there's trepidation there, if there's fear, you're kind of teaching the audience to be scared of what you're going to say.
Yeah.
So it's like I think if you're saying something that's genuine and you're not afraid to say it, then I think they're along for the ride.
Yeah.
But that also comes with time from being on stage and because I've been doing this just about 15 years. So maybe I'm saying that now, but that perhaps didn't exist in my first couple of years of comedy. I just don't have that perspective anymore. But now I'm just I got stuff to say.
Yeah, I got stuff to say. Y'all paid to hear me say it, so let's go.
You saw my dumb face on the poster. You agreed to being here.
Right. You know what you signed up for. Let's go.
100%. Yeah. But
how do you decide if a story is is too personal versus what is good for the stage?
I lack any sense of boundaries whatsoever for myself, for others. I tend to, it's always like the, sort of, what's it? Don't ask for forgiveness,
Yeah.
first, I'd rather beg for, whatever the saying is. But it's like, sometimes I just say it. And if it's funny, then we'll redact names.
There you go.
But like, we
won't tell you who this was.
Yeah. Like if it's funny to me, I think I'm always going to say it. And with the exception of if I feel like it would hurt somebody, especially somebody that I love, then I'm like, that's just like not worth doing or saying, no matter how funny. Yeah. And often I'll check with somebody. Like if it's a story about my mom and dad, I'll tell them first. Or I'll tell them that I did it on stage at an open mic and see if they think it's okay or play them back.
I did this. The crowd loved it. Just if I keep doing it.
Yeah, this kills. I don't want to look. You guys make the choice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, have you ever had a joke that like the first time you told it, it completely bombed, and then like later became like a really good like fan favorite joke?
100%. Most jokes, like I wouldn't go the extreme of like most jokes bombing and then, but everything starts for me anyways is like a premise, an idea. So it always builds into something bigger and better. That's way funnier than the original idea. I've certainly had ideas where it's like, that's why I think it's so important. Like we have this stage time where people aren't filming and trying to do whatever. Cause sometimes something just isn't anything yet. It's just this idea. I was joking the other day where I was like, this could be like, sometimes you say things, you're like, that sounded like hate speech. You're like, that's not how I meant that. And you got to work through and figure out why, So like, I've definitely had jokes where the original idea wasn't that funny, but I thought the premise had legs or, and the audience for me anyways, teaches me where the funny parts are. Yeah. So sometimes they're laughing at parts I didn't think were funny. And then I go, oh, it's like, that's why that's awesome. Not this reason I thought. So that's for most jokes that happens.
You're like, oh, okay. So cool. That's what's funny to you guys. Good to know.
It might have sometimes, and I always trust an audience. Like, I mean, unless it's some weird corporate situation where no one's laughing, but like if you're just going into a show and you're throwing things out there, like they know, and you can feel the rhythm. You start to like understand the rhythm of where they're laughing and you're like, oh, I actually need to switch that all around. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Do you ever like switch up sets based off kind of what is and isn't landing with audiences?
100%. Yeah. I mean, I've had the sort of the gift of being able to I've been on the road for so long, like, and put in so many different situations and, everyone's politics aren't always the same. Everybody's, just the demographic of a place might not be the same, like age, race, gender, everything is different. So and I have a couple hours worth of material. So I'm always a person, unless I'm like really working on crafting a certain set where I'm just like, I'm following, sort of the audience's lead if we're all just trying to have fun. So if something isn't landing or if like a certain set of jokes is not really hitting, I'm like, oh, this just is like, doesn't resonate with these people. So I'll switch up or I'll go kind of where I think they might like. So yeah, definitely. Like, cause in my head, I'm always like, I want people to leave having had the best time.
Yeah.
So if they like come away like, and they were like, I don't really get it. Like in my head, then I failed because I'm like, well, I have a million other things that everyone could have had a great time. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I always wonder that because like, sometimes people, they're like, all right, this is my set for this tour. And these are the jokes I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, what if those jokes don't work? I mean, I guess you get to a point where like these jokes work and you're going to use them, but yeah, like you said, I mean, everybody's demographics are different. What everyone finds funny is different. So
big time. I mean, you go into a city and they're always going to lean a little more progressive. You go into the country and they're always going to be a little more conservative leaning and everywhere in between that. So it just depends on like, you know, I don't know what you want the experience to be.
Right.
You don't really have that luxury early on in comedy because you don't have enough material.
Yeah.
So like, I certainly like 2-3 years in, you know, when I was out on the road doing probably more time than I had, like I shouldn't have been up there for that long. Then there's no real choice. You're like, I don't even have this much time. So yeah.
Just gonna wing it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, hopefully you like this, or
knock knock.
Yeah, 100%, just like crowd work or something. But now given that there's more material to work with and everything, it's a little bit more of a luxury.
And I think social media kind of helps too, like, because, you know, you post crowd work, people eat that up. And so it kind of helps, like, oh, okay, cool, I'm kind of at a loss. You look like you'd be fun to make fun of.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a, like, I mean, I have such respect for people who are really good at doing crowd work. That's never been my forte or even kind of the style that I enjoy. But like, I have friends that just, they do full crowd work sets and they're so funny. It's crazy. And they also have like, they're great improv artists as well. So it's like, when they do it, to me, I'm like, that's just not even a skill I have.
You're like, I don't understand that. That doesn't compute.
Yeah, I'm like, this one's about me. I'm doing a show about me. It's so narcissistic. But
you're like, no. I signed up to be narcissistic. That's what I'm gonna do.
The microphone is going.
That's fantastic. Have you had many like hecklers?
Oh yeah, for sure.
How do you handle those?
I mean, gracefully, hopefully, you know, like that's always my intention, is to like, because I always think people are yelling things because they think it'll be funny.
Yeah.
I think very rare in life do you come across somebody who's trying to intentionally ruin something or make something bad.
So why did you pay to go if that was your intention?
Yeah, and so I always lean towards, like, initially I'm like, oh, they think that was funny. So like if someone yells something out, often the rest of the crowd didn't hear it. So if you're going to address it, I always say repeat the heckle, you know, repeat what was said so that you're addressing something now. The whole room knows. Yeah, like they said something, this is what they said. I like sometimes substitute teacher it, where I'll just be quiet, like for a second. Like if they're talking, I go, what? And then I think they're like, oh.
No. Turns out I didn't want to be the center of attention here. Go back to talking about yourself. Yeah,
100%. So like I try to diffuse it all the time, because like the truth is I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I wrote material that I think you'll love, or at least I like performing. And so I'd way rather do that. I think everybody will have a better time. But if it continues, then it's like, well, now I'm going to annihilate you. Because
I gave you a chance.
I tried. I went to therapy for years, but now you've triggered me in a way that anger management is not going to help here.
I fear I'd be that right out the gate. Like, no. Is your name on the sign outside? No? Okay, shut up.
Do you know what though? Sometimes, like, because like same thing, I've done that, like gone right out the gate, like just annihilate, decimate, and then you realize like, oh, you're like in their community.
Yeah.
And if you go too hard too fast, they're just like, that was mean.
That was rude. She was rude to Bob from the diner. Like,
we all know Bob's slow. Like sometimes that's a thing too, where you don't know somebody has like a thing and they say something and you're like, what? And then you're like, oh, that guy just has Tourette syndrome. I wish I didn't go so hard. That's a nice man with a disability. My apologies.
You shout shit the entire show. That's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, brother. That's free for me. Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
I always wonder like how that works, because it's like you said, you kind of feel like you have to handle it gracefully, but like at what point do you not
to what
keep being polite about it?
Do you know what I will get truly annoyed is when I see that it's upsetting the rest of the audience.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm like, go ahead. Like I just don't
whatever.
Beat me. Like just I do this daily. Like I don't think you're gonna win. But for the rest of the audience, like I'm like, yeah, but they like people don't realize like to come out to a comedy show, it's not like most people don't go all the time. So it's a special thing. And a lot of people have kids. So they like got babysitters, like took an Uber.
A lot goes into it.
Like paid, having drinks. Like this is a big night out for them, or it's a date night, or it's something, and it's something special. So I think like if I see, it being ruined, then I'm like, all right, we're just going to figure this situation out.
Time to stop this.
Yeah, kind of. Because I'm always just like,
That's fair. I never understand it either. Because I'm like why? You paid to go to this show too. Like, why are you interrupting? Like,
why are you?
Makes no sense.
Do you know what it often is? It's either a drunk girl or a guy who thinks he can be a comedian. Usually,
and like a lot of videos, that's exactly what it is.
100. It's always like a hammered girl on her birthday, which you have to try
to like birthday.
And then they got a crown on, and they'll cry. You can't go too hard on a girl. Her friends will get mad for sure. And then you got
the whole group's mad at you.
You got 12 broads and crowns mad at you. Which is a nightmare. And then if it's a dude, they're just idiots. They're like, I think I'm funnier than you. And you're like, you're not. There's no way.
You're not. You're just drunk. And your friends are going to record this. And you're going to be embarrassed tomorrow.
100%. You're like, or you're just like, none of your friends thinks this is the best.
Your friends are really embarrassed right now. Like that guy got up and went to go pee. Like he wanted to get away.
Your friends are leaving.
Yeah. Man. Hecklers drive me crazy.
Yeah, like, they've become, I think too, like they've become now because of the internet and people are clickbaiting, like they're trying to like find.
They want it, yeah.
Which I hate because I'm just like, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I'm a bit of a comedy, like I like jokes, like I like written material. So I'm like a bit of a Puritan in that way, a bit of a purist. But it's like so the like fishing for heckles I hate because it's teaching. It's like it's kind of just teaching bad behavior. But
it's positively reinforcing things that should not be positively reinforced.
For sure. They must be killed.
Yes. You've also done roast battles. Like how's that different? Like what kind of mindset do you have to be in that's different from just like straight stand-up comedy for that?
If you think about like joke structure, the same, because it's a real setup punchline thing.
Yeah.
There's definitely an element of like a real cutting the fat on jokes, meaning like taking out all the very, very like anything that is even slightly unnecessary, like word wise. It's about like writing quick jokes that land like fast, it's a real setup punchline thing. So similar in that way, but completely different in the way that you're writing. You're both on stage. It's a give and take. It's a little more improv-y. It's a little more like from that perspective and stuff. I always, so I've done a lot of roast battles. I do a show in Canada on the radio called The Debaters. And that's where we like debate funny topics. And I'm always of the mind it's way funner if you work together.
Yeah.
Like as a pair, like if you're roasting each other, like I was on that show, Roast Battles, with a couple of friends. And so we wrote jokes together. So we were just like, if you thought, because of course you think the meanest things about yourself.
Right.
So we just were like, oh my God, how funny would this be to say to me? So that was really fun because like I'm pretty self-deprecating anyways. So it was a bit cathartic to just be like, say it.
Do it. Your friend's like, I'm not saying that about you. And you're like, yeah, you are.
Yeah. So actually my friend and I, Sophie Buttle, we went against each other and we wrote a lot of each other's jokes and for each other. And that to me was my funnest roast because I just felt like it was so fun to do because it was such a collaboration.
Friends giving each other shit. Like
just shit. I love shit talk too. Like I love getting your buddy riled up and stuff. So that felt fun.
That's friendship.
Yeah. That's
me and my husband do that to each other. Like, if we're not giving each other shit, like we think the other one's upset.
Yeah, you're like, why are you being nice to me?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. So that was I'm always more, I love collaborating and making something cool in that way. So that experience was really neat. And it was certainly different than like live stand up because it was filmed. And I mean, anything that's filmed can be, cut and start again. And, so it was definitely, it was a different beast completely.
Is with collaborating, is there any other like comedians that you would love to do like a collaboration roast or stand up with?
Oh, I mean, just I don't know, roast the roast. I will say this of the roasts: if you're not doing it with somebody that you love or like, it's a bit of a negative experience because you're just drumming up awful things about somebody. So I think but collaborate with, I mean, there's a million people that I would just love to just be in a room and work with on anything. I've just longtime heroes, like, I mean, Sarah Silverman for me has always been somebody that I've just idolized. So my God, just if I got to be in the same room as her would be huge. Yeah. I mean, there's a million, and I have a lot of friends that I think are very funny from Canada that I think would do really well in the States. And so Chris Gordon is one of my favorite comedians of all time. He's from Canada. And so anything with him, I'd love to do.
I love that. Tell us a little bit about your album Going Up. Like, what did that project mean to you?
So that was my first album, and that was huge because I couldn't believe anybody cared enough about what I was doing or saying to want to record it for starters. And then, just like anything, when it's a first, it was like I recorded in Canada at the Vancouver Yuck Yucks. And that was a club that I first headlined that club. That was my first headlining club. So that there was a special sort of tie to that. And then, I worked with 604 Studios out of Vancouver, and that was wonderful as well. So that it just was, the whole experience it was so new and I was so fresh, and a lot of anxiety on release date because, a bit of like imposter syndrome of why would I let anyone hear this? But there were sort of a million feelings in one because I think when you like stand-up comedy is not tangible. It's just something you do and say, and it exists sort of in the ether. And then I would go all these places and do all these things, but and I felt like I had achieved certain, but I didn't have anything tangible to show anybody that I had worked on.
Yeah.
So when I created that first album, I was like, oh, this is like a thing I can show my family and my parents, and this is what I do. This is what I made. And so that was kind of the first time I had experienced that. So it was really, it was really meaningful.
That's incredible. You also won the Seattle International Comedy Competition. What was that experience like?
Oh, crazy. That competition to me, first and foremost, is run by wonderful people, John Fox and his son, Shane Fox, and the director, Taylor Clark. It is, it's such a testament of what stand-up comedy is. It's truly testing each skill. People are more concerned about, just those 5 minutes than, 10 minutes than 15 minutes. Cause each level is a different thing, but each round of that competition was a different time frame. Yeah. But that's just, I think, only a real small percentage of what that competition is about, because it's about being on the road. It's a month long. You got to put yourself up. You got to get yourself there. You got to be at these theaters for sort of 6 hours a night because the shows are long and arduous. And so it's a test of can you stay calm? Can you stay in the moment? Can you root everybody else on around you, even though they're against you?
Yeah.
Because then the morale goes down if you start trying so hard to be better than somebody.
Yeah.
And also, I think stand-up is such a weird thing to want to be better than somebody at, because you can't be them.
Yeah.
And you can't tell their story. So trying to keep that mindset of just I'm just doing what I know how to do. And in all these different environments, like theaters and then comedy clubs and weird corporate events. And Some were clean, some were you weren't allowed to, be dirty at, some were. So the whole competition, I think, is just designed in a really cool way that reflects what the actual experience of being a comedian is. So it was a lot. Though. I felt like I was away at battle or something because he was like, also
kind of work.
And like a lot of those guys that I was in the competition with, like we've stayed pretty close and in contact, and yeah, so
that's great.
It was a really cool experience.
That would be fun to like watch just multiple different people perform on that kind of a level would be really cool.
Yeah, that's something that I also like. Just like shout out the guys that run that festival or competition, is that they've like cultivated or not cultivated. They've curated these audiences that are like come back every year that fill up these theaters. So he's created something so cool that for 20 years, they come back every year, and to like he sells out. I think it's 20 shows in under a month in like one region. It's just in Washington.
That's crazy.
It's
like,
crazy.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That it has that.
Yeah. I just have like the utmost respect. I'm like, oh man. So it's like, cause I think you're right. Like it is cool to watch because people who have followed it for years, I think have a lot of like they get invested in watching. So yeah, it was life-changing. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, we are 3 Geeks Podcast. So do you geek out over any different fandoms, movie shows, games, books?
Oh yeah. Here's the thing. I have severe undiagnosed, well, it's diagnosed now, but late diagnosed ADHD. So my ability to hyper focus on something and just obsess is insane. I for many, many years, I've been obsessed with Johnny Depp and anything Johnny Depp adjacent. So just every movie and everything he's done and so, yeah, I mean, that gets out of hand. I mean, I could probably, I have like encyclopedic knowledge on the life.
I mean, it's Johnny Depp. I feel like that's a very fair obsession.
He's made the coolest movies. And then like, because anything I get obsessed with, I'll go like anything he's been involved with like anybody else. So, like he collaborates with Patti Smith all the time. So then I got obsessed with Patti Smith and Shane McGowan from the Pogues and like just Tim.
Well, became a pirate for a little bit, I
was a pirate. I cut off a leg. I
bought a parrot.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's a waste. I've wasted a great deal of life on on reading Johnny Depp related material.
Yeah, maybe Johnny Depp comes to a show one day. Like.
Can you imagine? Can you even imagine?
How cool would that be? Like
I'm on a pirate ship performing.
That would be fun.
Pretty cool.
Pirate comedy show. It'd be a blast. May have just created something.
Yeah.
No one steal that.
No one steal my job. There's so many fan accounts. There's that.
Someone with money is gonna go make it happen now.
Give me money.
If you could drop into any fictional world for a week, where are you going?
Fictional world. Oh, I mean, because it could just be anywhere. Yeah. I mean, some sort of underwater destination, Or are you talking about like I have to like go to a special place?
No, it doesn't have to be a specific one.
It's a fictional world. I mean, any sort of Harry Potter world.
You have magic for a little while.
I could have magic. I don't know. Fictional world. Yeah. I think
underwater or Harry Potter. I love
underwater it. Harry Potter.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's good choices.
Thank you.
Do you have a movie or show that you think deserves a comedic roast?
Oh, I mean, yeah. 8 million movies. It's, just to rip on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think we can rip on Friends pretty heavily because I think it's so I watched back like anytime I watch Friends, I'm like, this is unrelatable. These are 6 people living in a beautiful New York apartments with great jobs that they all have no business having, really. They're like this. It's to me, it's
Ross
like,
is the only relatable character.
Yeah, you're like, there's just no people of color in the entire show for whatever reason. You're just like, what is this
in
show?
New York in the 90s?
In New York, you're like, is this a magic New York? Is this a magic racist New York? No, but it's like, it just I love the show. Like, I mean, I did when I was young, but it's, to me, I think that you could really go hard on Friends if you wanted to.
I feel like you could.
Yeah,
I have to agree with that.
Yeah,
but it's bad when you rewatch it and you're like, great, I'm Ross.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
it's one character you never wanted to be.
I'm Chandler. I'm always just trying to smoke all the time. I know it's bad for me, but I'll do it if I want.
There you go.
Yeah.
I want to, and I'm an adult.
I can sneak a cigarette.
There you go. If you had to build a comedy Avengers team, who would be on your lineup?
Oh, like anybody from anywhere ever?
Yep.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
Oh my God. Norm Macdonald would be on the team. He's one of my favorite people. Sarah Silverman. George Carlin. How many people are on that? How? 5?
5? Let's say 5.
Okay, so we got Sarah Silverman, David Letterman. We need Dave. We just need him back. Yeah.
It's the start of everything. He has to be.
Yeah, he's the reason I do anything. Norm, Dave, Sarah. Who else did I put on there? And then Comedy Avengers team. Let's see who else goes on. Oh, Carlin is on there, and then honestly, and this is just, I'm putting Chris Gordon on. I want everybody who hears this podcast to go look up my friend Chris Gordon, who I think is so funny. He's just a mental patient. He's so funny. He's like, I think he's going on the team.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, yeah, you gotta have a friend by your side.
Listen, he's on the team. Yeah, there's no one.
Trust him the most in battle.
Yeah.
When you're not performing, what do your days look like?
Well, my days have shifted because I live down in Los Angeles now. So I am writing a little bit. I'm walking a lot to kill time. I'm I'm exploring because I just moved down here in January. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, typical day for me is writing and a little bit of exercise and hanging out with friends. And the thing about comedians is, like, we don't do much during the day. Secrets out. I'm not really, I'm not saving anyone or anything during the day. And just cooking and just, existing until showtime. Just trying to make it through the day.
Just making the time pass until it's time for a show.
Yeah, if I'm home in Canada, then I spend a great deal of time with my parents, and I've had the same 6 girlfriends since I was in the 2nd grade. So, and they all have kids now too. So I spend a lot of time with friends and family, and as much as I can anyway. So,
what advice would you give anybody that's trying to get into stand-up comedy?
The game has shifted a lot. I feel like we went from a bit of a we're in a digital world now for sure. So, I mean, but more on the sort of, like, you really gotta want to do it. Like, It's not easy. It's like, you're not gonna make a lot of money to start, or I've watched guys live and die poor. So it's, if your hope is to make money, go do something else. If you don't want to be on the road, go do something else. And if you don't really, you have to love it, because there's no reason to do it otherwise. It's so counterintuitive to do. It's like, it's the dirtiest of art forms. It is for the depraved. It is for people who love being, you know, a tad nomadic and in kind of dark and dingy situations. So yeah, I would just make sure you loved it first and foremost. And then, I mean, the logistics tend to be so different for everybody along the way that go to an open mic. That's where everyone starts. You just go to an open mic and write 5 minutes and throw it at the wall and see what happens.
Love it. Yeah. Well, Brittany, what's next for you?
I am down here in Los Angeles. We have a show at the Comedy Store on the 20th of April. I'm down here with Comedy Records, so we're down here producing a bunch of content and having a blast. So lots is coming up. I mean, lots coming up on with Comedy Records, and lots coming up show wise. And I have a website. It's got an email list, so if you want to check out shows, they're all up there.
Perfect. Well, what is the website for people to be able to check it out?
www.brittnylyseng.com.
Perfect. And where can people find you online other than the website, like socials or anything to stay kind of updated as well?
Yeah, I'm Brittany the Comedian on Instagram, and Brittany Lyseng on everything else. So TikTok and everything. So yeah, pretty it's just my big picture of my big dumb face. Easy to find.
Easy to find.
Yeah.
Well, everybody go make sure you check out the website, go like and follow socials, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe here, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you very much.